be the judge.
Hi, Shannon Grimm with Shannon Grimm and Partners. Thanks for joining us today. Today we are joined by Shawna from MI Home. So Shawna's great. We love having her around. But thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to probably talk about food and also what all she has going on in the...
I love that food went
yeah,
first.
Well, we were talking food out before we started, so, you know. But we like to keep it fun at least, but also talk about what she's got going on with MI Homes. And Shawna can cross-sell anywhere in the city, so like to hear what new communities you got coming online and all that fun stuff.
Yes, I'd love to share. We currently have about 20 communities across the city with a lineup of, I think we have 9 new communities coming this year. So we're super excited to just expand and go into some different areas. So
land's a hard thing to get.
Land is a hard thing to get.
Yeah. So what is what are some of the areas that you're going into that you might not have been in a while?
We're going into Galena, which we're super excited about.
Yeah, because you guys had that like freestanding condo community in Galena.
We had that, yeah,
and that went pretty quickly.
It did. Mm-hmm. So we're super excited to be in Galena. We're going to have our Smart Series and Signature, so 2 different series of homes. So we'll be able to hit like a variety of price point, which is good.
So I was going to say, what's the difference between
what's the difference between your series?
Yeah, that's a good question. So Smart is more like entry line, where Signature is more of a move up buyer, an upgraded floor plan. Those floor plans are 3,000 to 3,500 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in the Smart Series, in the Smart Series, are they just picking from packages that you have predetermined?
Some of our Smart Series, yes. So we have, we've kind of divided Smart into 2 different series, which is Essentials and Premier, where some of them are package driven, just so that we can help with affordability and help control pricing. Others, they visit our design center in Easton, where they would go and select all of their options.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've kind of learned over the years that some people just don't want to make the decisions, too.
They don't.
They just want to go with what looks good and what's going to be priced right and in their budget. And, you know, as long as you get the foundation stuff that you want, the structural stuff, then the rest can be changed.
Yes.
So.
And for some people, that's the way to go, just because not everyone can put things together well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've seen some unique choices, for sure.
You're telling me. It's insane.
I've had people pick blue sinks before and stuff.
I'm sure.
I had one gentleman who everything in his house was pink.
Well, I like pink, but I don't think
so did his wife.
Good for your house. But hey,
but he did
each his own.
Pink and gold everywhere. So pink flooring, pink sink, pink countertops, gold faucets.
I didn't even know those would be an option, but
pink toilet.
Pink toilet.
Mike, you should get a pink toilet.
I think I want a pink toilet now.
Yeah. So it
I'd feel so pretty while sitting on the throne.
Yes.
That is too funny.
That is.
So your design studio at Easton, walk us through what it's like going through a design process as a buyer.
Yeah, so you literally go there and select everything from countertops, flooring, cabinets, faucets, knobs on your cabinetry. It's a beautiful experience.
And it is just for MI Homes.
It's
not shared with anyone else. Nope. It's not like going to one of those design studios where you share the designer. MI has their own designers on staff, and that's who you're working with.
I love that.
And they're very tenured. They know their stuff. Like, they're really good at their jobs, and they just design a great product. So even for people who are like, oh, I don't know what to pick out.
Right.
They assist you. Like, you tell them what color cabinets. Like, you got to kind of have an idea of, like, okay, you want white cabinets or dark cabinets. Right. But from there, they can bring your vision to life.
So what are you kind of seeing as a trend as far as cabinet colors go?
Well,
white's still pretty.
White's still
pretty standard.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think white will go out.
I don't think it will either.
No.
The only time white took a dive was when we had thermofoil.
Yeah.
That was the only time.
Yeah.
Because that was horrible. So years after people had that in their homes, everyone was scarred by white.
Yeah.
Because it was peeling off the doors and they wanted it out of their house. But I think it's made a resurgence. I think it's here to stay now.
I think so.
Yeah. What other colors are you seeing?
We're seeing some blues, like navy.
Which
I think is hot.
Yeah.
Especially when you
like
mix
a
it
blue
with like
island or something.
the brass tones.
Yes.
And unfortunately, yes, the brass tones.
Well, you have to admit, the brass now
it's unfortunate,
looks a lot better than the brass of the 80s and early 90s.
That's a good point.
It's not this high polished
that's something
stuff.
I'm scarred by.
I know.
Like, I'm scarred by the fact that the builders couldn't get that out of their system for 20 plus years. That and the honey oak cabinets. If I never see another honey oak cabinet again.
I think honey oak.
Very happy
I think
person.
some people are putting honey oak back in as flooring.
Not that honey
oak, but I've seen it. But I love the blues.
Yeah, the blues are nice. Yeah,
and even like the greens that are in that same kind of color palette as that blue, like the same kind of like not muted but not dark but not shiny. Like, I don't know.
It's a good color. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those both. So those are both really nice.
Yeah,
and especially on an island.
So you're Galena. We're jumping all over the place. Sorry about that.
We do.
It's good.
We do.
Squirrel.
That's me.
I'm a follow. It's good.
Yeah. Your Galena community that you're getting ready to start, is that going to, what school district is that going to fall into? Is that
Big
Walnut? Nice.
Yes.
Excellent.
Big Walnut, yes.
Big Walnut, Texas?
Yes.
Good.
Yep. It's literally like 2 minutes from downtown Galena.
Okay, nice.
Right off of Sunbury.
Nice.
It's nice. It's a great location.
Galena's a cool spot too.
Yeah.
It's got it's small, but it's got some cool little restaurants and spots to hang out.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's funny, the Clarkshaw community.
Yes.
Like, you can tell there's like a little section that's Buckeye Valley. They're all ranches. Mm-hmm. Those people all left Dublin and Upper Arlington and all moved there and built a ranch in a different tax district.
Of course. Yeah. Stay close to family, but use the benefit of lower taxes.
Right. Pay
which is where my mind's at
a third in taxes or half. Depending. Yeah,
it's
depending.
About half, yeah.
That's a big deal.
It is.
Especially when you start hitting retirement, right?
And you either need to save the money or you're using that extra money for another vacation.
That's right.
And yes, vacations I do love. But I hear we're getting our new tax bills here any second, so good times. I hear they've all gone up again.
Of course, why wouldn't they?
We just can't get away from it, right?
It
just is what it is.
We really can't. Like, they need to at least level out, right? Like, figure out what you need and level it out.
Yeah, for sure.
So what community are you sitting in currently?
I am currently in, where do I sit? Reynoldsburg. I sit in Reynoldsburg, Spring Hill Farm. But of course we cross sell, so I'm across the city.
And they move you around a lot too.
Yeah, I was in Westerville for like 5 years.
Time,
yeah, which I love that area.
I was just say I remember visiting you in that community a couple times.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
But now Reynoldsburg, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And pretty affordable pricing.
It is. So it's one of our lowest price points in all of MI homes. We're starting in the high 360s.
Wow. So that's low.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So realistically, your clients could be all in less than 4, depending on the floor plan and what.
I was just saying, what are you looking at for around that price? Just under 4.
We could do a 3-bedroom on a full basement.
Wow.
See, that's what I was waiting to hear. That
story.
I was waiting to hear from you
Yes.
slab because I didn't know of MI doing slabs.
Yeah.
So at least not 2 stories.
Yeah, most of our communities are still on basements.
That's
we
huge.
have a few communities that are on slabs, but Reynoldsburg, you can.
But that's predominantly like the ranch product, right?
We have some 2 stories that are on slabs now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just kind of rare.
Yeah, we have that product. It's our innovations product. It's in Liberty Grand, which is Olentangy schools.
Yeah. Oh, I know Liberty Grand.
Well, I guess you kind of need to make them affordable in there.
And that's exactly what we're doing. So, like, in areas that we want to see homeownership increase or there's a huge demand, we are trying to help with affordability, with taking out.
It's hard because for us, affordable is $400,000.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, for years in this city, the average price home was $168, $169. It stayed that for years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, luckily they're saying that we're not going to be the #1 fastest growing city in the country anymore.
Oh, yeah?
At least not the next couple years.
Yeah.
So
We'll be like number 3.
Number 3.
I think we're number 4.
Okay.
So maybe that'll help kind of level some
Stabilize a
stuff
little.
out.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
we're going to grow. Like,
I
it's
know.
just...
It's coming.
It's coming. So
It's coming.
I'm always telling people, like, buy your house now because we currently don't have enough inventory. You guys know. You show this inventory
Right.
all day. We don't
Yeah.
have enough inventory. We can't build them fast enough.
Yep.
Like,
Still behind.
There
We're still, I think,
is a
8 years
shortage.
behind in inventory.
absolutely right.
So it's kind of crazy.
yeah. Once we start growing and everybody's here, you
Yep.
know what happens to that pricing.
Yep. And I keep saying if you build it, they'll
Shoots
come.
up.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
And I'd rather see single family homes go up versus apartments.
Absolutely.
So,
Oh my gosh, we were talking about that yesterday because we were driving by some places over kind of
Bethel.
area, and I was like, apartments, and I was like, and
All
it was
new
brand new
apartments,
too.
too.
I was like, oh, that. She was like, what was that one building? It used to be.
Oh, it was the, what is it, the Northwest?
the Athletic Club.
Athletic Club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like giant apartment buildings.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't even realize that all would fit there, but they made it fit.
They're making it work.
I don't know where
course.
those people park, but
course.
they made it fit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, geez, like, how much can areas take, though? So.
Rent's probably $1,800, $2,000.
Oh, that's just for a one-bedroom.
One bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah, because Bridge Park, a one-bedroom, 800 square feet, $1,800.
Jeez. That's a lot.
I
Rent's
know,
increasing.
the most I ever paid in rent was $535 a month in Upper Arlington for a twin single.
In Upper Arlington.
Yeah,
Wow.
with a garage and a yard and a basement.
Fancy.
I know, right? I was terrified to move.
Yeah.
I can't imagine paying that much in rent. That just blows my mind. And I'm like, you got to find some way to find something that's your own at that,
I mean,
There's
I can't imagine.
so many great loan programs out there that you can find something.
Absolutely.
And it's just it's crazy to me. I understand credit or down payment. It's like, well, there's ways to work on your credit, and there's loan programs where the down payment isn't an issue. There's ways to figure it out. That way, you're not just burning your money on the rent.
I can't imagine being, like a 20-year-old or whatever, these guys, and trying to be in an apartment. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they're paying, half of their rent is what I paid for the whole thing. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't envy the younger generation.
I know. I think the younger generation has a harder time at obtaining home ownership too, just because pricing's increased. I think
Because their rent is so expensive, they can't save anything.
yeah,
It's
and
hard
they're
enough to make
spoiled
their
in those
And they're spoiled.
houses. Like those apartments, they have granite and
They do.
upgraded
They have
Nice
spas.
pool.
Yeah.
They have spas.
and they're coming
Like,
into
really?
buy houses. Like I don't want that. You
Oh,
know?
there's no
Spa
clubhouse game
Right.
area where we have a bar and
Right.
pool table and TV to hang out and socialize together.
I forget what community that was, and Jamie was showing us, and it like had a spa and stuff. But they did buy a house, but she left the spa life to go buy a house and raise chickens.
What?
So, but that's a big thing now too with the younger generation. They want to be on acreage and have chickens. I mean, never a thought for me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
more power to them.
Hey.
It sounds great, and in practice, and then I
yeah.
wouldn't want to deal with it. Actually, I'm like, oh, cool, chickens, that'd be fun. They're cute, fresh eggs, yummy. That's
They're
great.
cute.
It'd be disgusting.
Yeah, it'd be disgusting.
I don't think chickens are cute.
I mean, they're cute at a distance.
Yeah. At a distance.
They don't bother
At a
me that much.
distance.
My wife is horrified of birds.
I don't like birds either. 'Cause again, I was terrified as a child with the movie The Birds. I don't like birds. I don't know about.
Yeah.
But
She just thinks they're all gross. So
they're
which
disgusting.
they are. So.
The feces and stuff are disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, I did not think the word feces would come up on the podcast
Well,
today.
I didn't want to say poo. But I also grew up on Lake Erie with seagulls. I hated those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, chickens, whatever, they're close.
So what are you seeing as your most popular product now? Like I know, you haven't in the past built a ton of townhomes, but I know, you were building those over like the Westerville, New Albany area,
Yes.
and you're building those in a couple places.
Yes. And they are becoming more popular. I don't know that it's due to preference. I think it's more affordability. Like you got to get where you can afford. Because the truth is our pricing's not.
And if you want to own,
decrease.
you got to go where you can
You
afford.
have to. I always tell people, like, there are levels to home ownership, right? Like, we
Right.
dream big, and I love to dream big. I'm a big dreamer, but you don't start.
should be.
You can't always start at your big dream, right? Like,
Right.
you got to, like, take the steps. I'm like, buy this house, and in 5 years, gain the appreciation, sell it, put a larger down payment on another house, like take the proper steps instead of like, oh, I'm just not going to buy because I can't get what I want. It's kind of like
what
coaching
you want
them.
Should at least be to not throw away your money on rent.
Exactly.
That's what you should want.
Right.
That's the first step you should
right.
want to overcome.
Yeah. Because either way, like just obtaining home ownership is like the steps to like start earning wealth and building wealth.
The only
and
way to create
legacy.
wealth is to own real estate.
Yeah, it's a
That's the only
it's
true
a huge
way to build wealth.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's just crazy how people don't understand. You're either going to pay someone else's mortgage or build their wealth, or you're going to build your own.
Yes.
And if you choose to rent, you're just increasing someone else's wealth while hindering your own.
That's right.
So
yeah,
it's true.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I rented for a long time.
Yeah.
But could have probably bought that house 10 times over.
Yeah.
But anyhow, gotta start somewhere.
You do. And I think the more we encourage them and places like this podcast and realtors, great. We got some great realtors in our city. Like you guys are really like hammering the ground and paving the way and educating people on like why they should buy houses. And I hope you guys continue to bring them to me after you after you tell them like buy a house.
Yes,
come see me.
I told you right before we started. I'm trying to get another somebody over to you within the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
We try.
Check it out.
And people also don't understand. So like the reason why there are builder reps that we work with, basically exclusively work with those builder reps within that builder, is because those are the ones we trust.
Sure.
And to earn our trust as a builder rep, you have to put what's in the best interest of the client, not just your builder, right? Absolutely. So we like to work with people who are willing to educate our buyers and help them through the process, not push them into the process.
Yes.
And I was telling someone actually this morning, because she's like, oh, you're in sales. And I'm like, I hate that. I cringe. Yeah. Like, I don't like us being called salespeople. I think we're here to educate people and help them with the largest purchase of their lives.
Absolutely.
Not push them into something they're going to regret. And my whole goal is to have someone call us back.
Absolutely.
So, and I had someone the other day who, he's a real estate agent, and he was like, why am I going to be on a transaction for my client for new construction? What do I even do?
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's a problem. You don't understand what you can bring to the table.
That's right.
So, that's a problem, and that's why a lot of people do go to the builders first.
Yeah.
But I think that we're an asset in that process.
Absolutely.
To both parties by helping educate from both sides.
Who wouldn't love to have me in the design studio with them? I'm just saying.
With the pink sink.
With the pink sink and the pink toilet.
No, with him it was a $3,000 sink, I think it was. So I've been through the design process with him.
Yeah. I love that you said that, because I hate sales too. Like I'm not a hardcore closer. I sell a lot of houses,
right.
But I find myself to be like a problem solver, right? Like just find the solution to the problem, and if I can't help them, get them to like one of my builder rep friends who can. That's why I think it's important to have a realtor, because you're not always helped at your first stop,
right?
But now your realtor can kind of say, okay, this is a possible solution. 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
These are your options, and they just have you guys have their best interest in mind, and I love that.
And so many times real estate agents will be like, I don't understand my purpose in a new transaction, or I'm afraid of new construction. You kind of got to know what's out there, because the best way for us to overcome the bidding wars and stuff is to create your own inventory.
Absolutely right.
So
I think the realtors who don't add new construction to their lineup or just their presentation is doing themselves a disservice, because there's no inventory. Like, and it's not gonna get better. Like,
create your own inventory.
Most of the mortgages in the city or in the nation are less than 3%. So guess what? Those people aren't going to move,
right?
Unless their level of pain is extremely high, and they have to move. Like, oh, we can't get up the steps, or my kid needs a different school district. Yeah. Like, they're not moving. So in order to stay successful in this Columbus market, adding new construction is going to be huge to realtors. Yeah.
It's huge. And people love having something brand new with warranties. They love the financing incentives.
Yes.
I mean, there's some great ways to finance, and I know if you have a home to sell, sometimes it makes it a little easier going new construction as well.
Sure.
Versus having a home sale contingency when you're trying to make offers on pre-existing homes. It's a nightmare.
Yes.
And actually, so that's a good question too. So what is MI's process when you do have a home to sell?
Oh, I have more than just that. I want lots of processes laid out. I'm about to annoy you.
Whoa, lots of processes.
And she also was talking about most people have a 3% interest rate. So it's like, okay, what are you offering now to get people to want to make that?
That's a good question. So
yeah, she brought up all kinds of stuff right there in that, just a couple sentences.
So home to sell contingencies. We typically don't do very many home to sell contingencies because we don't need to.
Right.
We got great realtors in our city. We know that our build times are 7 to 9 months. Mm-hmm. And if you guys list the house at the right price, it's going to sell. Our average days on market, even on our longest time, is like 30 days. You know, like that's still not that many days.
No, that's not.
We're just used to like 2 days or 3 days or negative. I feel like negative 0 days. You know,
not even on the market.
Not even on the market. Selling the on-site, just driving by. But so we don't really do home to sell contingencies. Right. We offer it on dirt, but then we kind of dictate when your client needs to put the home on the market. So if they want to move one time, it's best to not do a home to sell contingency, and we just time it, based on like move-in date.
Just time it out. Yeah. No, that's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
So that works the best because then that gets, that makes the buyer/seller more comfortable with the whole entire process. Absolutely. And it makes that seller want to give up that and make starter home, potentially give that up so that someone else can go into a starter home. So people don't understand, when you get these people to move, you're creating inventory for people in a lower bracket too.
That's right. And that's how it works. It's like the circle of trust, right?
Yep.
Can we call it the circle of trust?
We can call it the circle of trust.
Like, let me move up so that someone else can move in, and then we just keep going.
Keep going.
And, Yep.
Yeah. I think people don't understand. They're like, why are you building these houses all over? And these ranch houses are $600,000. I'm like, yeah, but they're willing to leave sorry, I can't talk today. They're willing to leave their 2-story $600,000 house so that you could move in it and expand your family.
Yeah.
Because
your dream house is waiting for you if they move into this. So I mean, it's
so you got to create one inventory to get somebody out of the other.
Yeah, I love that.
So it is what it is. But
so what's the time frame? A couple questions. What's the time frame if you are building on a lot with MI right now, and like what is the exact process? And then what is for your inventory homes? How quickly are those being built, and how many do you have available currently?
Whoa, now that's a lot. Okay, let me start with timeline. 7 to 9 months to build from start to finish.
From contract to
close.
Okay.
7 to 9 months.
That's a good timeline.
The actual build times on our houses are normally 5 to 6 months.
Okay.
So sometimes it's 90 days before we see that hole in the ground. Sometimes it's 60. It just depends on the municipality.
Sucks,
yeah. And we're winter now too, so.
Yeah, that's why that kind of sucks. But at least we build all year round. We just can't build in sub-freezing.
Yes.
Stinks.
It does, which we're about to have for like a week, but whatever.
I want to get out of town so bad.
Me too. Take me with you.
I don't want to live anywhere else. I just want to get out for a break.
That's a good time frame, though. Like, that's not so long that it feels like you're waiting an eternity, but it's also not so short that you're like, what corners did they cut to get this done?
Sure. Right. Sure. And it gives your buyer time, too, to like, okay, now we're going to get our house prepared to put on the market and not feel so rushed
to do it.
We got to declutter. We got to do this. It's like, it's okay. You got 3 months. Do this in 3 months, and then you guys start marketing it whenever.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so what is... I ask other questions, I'll re-ask them.
Thank you. Because there's like 7 questions in one. I forgot.
But I'm adding a new one. What is your deposit required to go into contract on a build?
Good question. So our earnest money deposit is 7%.
Okay.
However, I always tell my realtors and buyers, don't let that earnest deposit stop you from going into contract. If I need to get like an approval for like a 5% earnest deposit, I've seen that happen many times. So don't let earnest be the reason. Like if there's a house to sell and it's like, oh, I have 5% now and 2% in 90 days, let's talk about it.
Well, and 5% down is pretty common because that's the same amount down as a conventional loan typically.
Yes.
And then that also, again, will allow people to sell their home later.
Yes.
Because even if they're going to put down 20%, they might not have that liquid. It might be in the house.
Yes.
So 5% down kind of makes that a little easier to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, no, you're missing a question. I know you are.
I
because
know.
you've asked so many now. You've even forgotten the ones that Shawna and I have forgotten.
Oh, I got them.
Oh, he's got. Oh.
Okay.
So inventory homes.
You can't find anything, but you can remember things.
I can't. Inventory homes. I know those are typically a little bit faster just because there's a lot of pre-selected things, and we're talking those are kind of loaded and ready to go.
Yes.
So, what's the timeline on those? Like, if I saw a floor plan, an inventory home, and it was getting ready to dig, am I looking at that 5-month mark maybe?
Yeah, but we have pre-permits, homes that just started, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we have inventory homes that are ready in 30 days. We have inventory homes that can be ready within 90 days. Right now, we're running a promotion on homes that can close before the end of March. They get a discounted interest rate.
Okay, and like he did ask, how many inventory homes do you have?
Oh, how many?
City?
So
yes.
if I'm thinking of homes that can close before the end of March, I think we have about 60 something ish.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but overall inventory, I mean, we have tons of inventory in our backlog for pre-permits because we're gearing up for spring.
Yep.
And we're going to have inventory for you guys. Like, if you need it, come see me. I got it.
Definitely.
I love it.
Somewhere.
So, what is inventory versus build on lot? What kind of percentage are you looking at?
As far as interest rate?
No. As far as, like,
How many
let's say
people?
40% of the community
I
is
see.
inventory, 60% we're building on lot, or vice versa? Or is it 50-50, or is it 25?
That's
75?
a good question. Last year we sold a ton of inventory. I think it just depends on what we're offering at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And our offerings are based on, like, what do we need to sell? Like, if
Right.
we don't want to carry over inventory, obviously there's a cost associated with
Yeah.
that. So our president is very strategic at, like, knowing, like, all right, we're running an inventory promotion to get rid of this inventory. So we closed the year last year with very minimum inventory, so now we're kind of gearing up.
Ramping it back up again.
Yep. The ramp up is real. Well, you got a lot of pre-permits. I'm like, more? They're like, yes. I'm like,
Spring
okay.
is springing.
Spring is springing.
Yep.
But it's 0 degrees outside right now.
It
But
is.
it's going to come, right?
Technically
will.
now, the new little thing on my watch tells me that it feels like it's 2 out.
Oh, 2. My
So
bad.
it says, not only does it say the temperature, but what it feels.
Downright
feels
balmy
like.
outside. It's not 0, it's 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it was negative this morning.
Gonna run around with my shirt off outside after we're done with this.
My husband said when it hits 40, he's going out with shorts on and taking the dog for a walk because it's going to be balmy at 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll feel like a heat wave.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that your inventory, you have the special promotion going through March. What interest rates, what financing promotions do you have for that?
That can change on a whim.
That can change.
Yes, they change
And I
constantly.
think it's changing today, but I'm going to tell you what it was as of yesterday because we got an email saying that it's going to change, but I don't have the new rate. But yesterday, the rate on FHA was 4.875.
Wow. That's pretty good.
And conventional 5.875. In addition to that, $6,500 in closing cost.
That's really good too.
Yeah. So if we're comparing that to the market rate, right? We're creating huge buying power with 50 to 60, sometimes 100,000, depending on the
100,000,
price
yeah.
point.
Mm-hmm.
So now that buyer who never thought they could afford a house that was 500,000 can. So I always say, don't eliminate new construction based on price point.
Right.
I always say, call your builder rep and say, hey, I got this buyer looking for this payment. What do you have?
Even if they laugh at you.
Yeah, it's fine. We like to laugh.
Because I'm like, it's a shot in the dark, but I'm going to give it a try. What's the payment?
Yeah, just try it. It's fine.
So, you never know.
You never know.
You did that last week. and it was a ridiculously low payment that you were asking
they
for.
laugh at you.
And then we almost found something, and then you're like, oh, well, they just texted me, and that payment's actually too high. And it was like, well, then
$1,000 too high.
Yeah,
$1,000, just $1,000.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, you got nothing.
It was a shot in the dark.
It
so
was.
Figured I'd
shoot your
ask.
shot. You got to shoot them sometime.
I always gotta try new construction too.
I love that you guys always try us. You know, like, cause I love that.
Got laughed at, but
that's okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yep.
So, do you have any financing promotions or incentives on any, like, build on your lot homes?
So, building on lot, like, obviously we can't lock in the rate. So, those inventory rate promotions are because we have a 60-day rate lock.
Yeah.
Like you see most rates advertised. So, our rate on built homes is typically just inventory or just the market rate. But we always do $6,500 in closing cost.
That's nice, too.
Yeah.
That's nice, too. And how many communities?
Oh, wait. I forgot about a promotion.
Uh-oh.
Whoa. That was one of your questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we're doing 50% off options.
Wow.
Ooh, that's huge.
To $40,000 in some of our communities. It varies by community. But instead of getting the interest rate promotion, you get that incentive off of options.
So I do have one option that I make fun of in my homes for.
What's that?
And it's been the same price for 20 years now.
What is it?
It's the garage door opener.
$760.
Oh, it went up $10. It was $750 for like 20 years. I'm like, you can go to Home Depot and buy 3.
Well, don't say that on here because then our costing guy is going to be like, what? It's been the same price for 20 years? We need to change that.
No, it hasn't been the same price. It went up.
It went up $10.
That has been my only pet peeve with MI Homes is that daggone garage door opener.
Yeah.
Well, $750. Some people just don't want to deal with it. So
it's true. The convenience of backing that truck up, opening up the garage. You can do it a few $100 less, but sometimes we pay for convenience, and that's we're very strategic with adding options and adding the things that make sense. And sometimes we are the middleman, and I'm very direct with telling you like you can get that done less expensive.
Yes,
but that garage door opener, it might be worth it.
I mean, it's ultimately up to the buyer. You just got to put it out there.
That's right.
But
right.
But it's just funny. That's just always been my little pet peeve. But some of the things I can say about MI is that we up until my structural engineer retired from having a heart attack, he always said if he was going to build an inventory builder or a spec builder, that it would always be MI because whenever he did the inspections and stuff, they were the ones that he found the least amount wrong with. And I also had a listing in Delaware that I sold. The woman who bought it had passed away, and her parents were selling it through me. There were I-beams put in the basement at construction because the dump truck had backed into it. And even though it hadn't shifted, MI wanted to take the extra precaution.
I love that.
So, and I've also known people that have been in their homes 20 years, and MI's come out and done structural repairs to the home. So I've always felt like they stand behind their warranty. They're a Central Ohio company. They're deeply rooted here in Central Ohio, even if they're in other states. I feel like this is where they're going to take care of their buyers no matter what, because they are so local here.
Absolutely. Our corporate office is here. To your point, we have a really good reputation in this city, and we're not always the least expensive builder, but we're going to give you a good quality product and the best locations. We have just the best land positions, and we'll continue to have them because of our reputation that we have in the city. And some of the farmers, we've been talking to for 20 years, like Hill Farm, we have that community in Hilliard, and they're like, we've been working on this since before some of you guys were born. And I'm like, yes, I'm happy to be a part of
Well, that's the thing,
benefit.
because land is like the hardest thing to get. And it used to be that Skestis controlled most of the land in town, and I don't think he does anymore.
Yeah.
I still think it's like a Weekend at Bernie's situation with that man, but what do I know?
Weekend at Bernie's?
Are you really asserting that he may be dead and they're using strings to pretend he's still alive?
Possibly. So
I'm not going to comment.
I mean, wow, this podcast took a real weird, morbid turn. Feces and Weekend at Bernie's.
Hey, I used to work for Skestis, and at the time I thought he was kind of up there in age.
Yeah.
And that's been
25
20
years. 25 years ago.
Yeah. So, but anyhow. But yeah, so it's just interesting. Whoever controls the land
Sure.
controls the development. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
That's good that MI does, because you want the best position.
Yes. Yes.
For sure.
Because it really is location, location, location.
It is. It is.
So we were talking before we started about lunch today, and that you are going to get pho for the first time.
Pho.
You've never had
One of
pho.
my
Did I say it right?
favorite.
You said pho correct. You said pho
Pho.
before,
Okay.
but
It's pho.
we fixed it.
They fixed me.
Pho,
Thank
a
you.
pho, I don't know.
Whatever. I'm going to get it. Pho or pho. And I kind of looked at the menu, and you guys are telling me to start basic.
I don't know anything about it. My husband gets it when I'm out
That's
of town.
the two youngins back here say start basic. I agree. Just
I'm
go
starting
easy.
basic today, and it's going to be an experience.
Oh, it's so good.
Any other things she might like there?
I was gonna say which restaurant are you going to again?
Pho Social.
Pho Social. Okay.
It's in Easton.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's where I
yeah.
used to always get mine.
Okay.
Good.
Do they have
The
good
spring
apps?
ro- the
Spring rolls?
yeah.
Yeah, spring
Okay,
rolls. I was gonna say.
You can't go wrong with spring rolls, so I'm
Right,
gonna have
see?
spring rolls just in case I don't like the
That's
pho.
what I'm saying. That's why I was like, what else they got? That way you got a plan just in
I
case.
like the way you think, Shannon.
Spring
'Cause
rolls.
trust
Do they have
me, I
like
gotta
a
plan
tempura
things out
shrimp
before
or
I
any
go
kind of
anywhere.
fried
I like
shrimp
it.
appetizer?
Probably. I've never had it, but
Ooh, I like appetizers. That's my
I
problem.
can live on appetizers. Last night for dinner, my husband and I had 3 appetizers. That's all we had.
Where'd you go to dinner last night?
Bonefish.
Nice.
Ooh.
She texted me at
Oh,
like
yeah.
4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was like, "Where are we going for dinner tonight?" And I was like, "I don't
don't
know.
know.
Am I invited to?" Like I was like, "Am I invited?"
Oh, because
to
he
dinner?
wasn't invited to dinner the other day.
Yes, I
so
was
he's
not.
still
Shannon's
about
been
that.
at some cool restaurants lately. We
Well,
got Bonefish,
we took
and then you
Abby-
were just at
We were
Butcher
at
and Rose?
Butcher and Rose. Did you have
Yeah.
Did you have good food?
We did. So we
Ask-
took Abby.
Ask me about the food.
Yeah.
No, I saw in your comment they left you and you
Yeah,
didn't get a chance
yeah.
to
He
go.
wanted to give
Those
the
mother
first
truckers.
two thumbs down. But we had some beef Wellington, and we sent the teenager back to college. The other teenager back
Oh,
to
that's
college, and then Abby's trying to leave us, so that's why we took her.
Oh,
Trying
Abby.
to get her to
Trying to
stay.
bribe her.
Yeah. So we took her to dinner at Butcher and Rose, but I had to drive because oh my god! So those glasses of wine, I don't know, they must have been a lot deeper than normal, because my husband was a little loopy after 3,
Oh.
and I was driving because he does not drive downtown, so it was just kind of funny. The way home was interesting, Abby. You kind of missed the fun.
A loopy
Poor
Steve
Cole.
is always fun.
And then he was coming to bed as I was getting up. So my alarm clock was going off at like 4, and he was coming to bed. He's like, I fell asleep on the couch. I'm like, oh, okay.
Did you fall asleep or did you
Pass
out?
I'm like, how much wine did you have? I'm like, I only saw you drink 3. And he's like, but they hit me pretty hard. Like, you're getting old.
That's
Lightweight.
too funny. Lightweight.
Are you up at 4 every morning?
At least.
I love that.
Well, so 3:45 to 5.
I love it.
So
while they're sleeping, you're getting the job done.
And I'm driving in without my life flashing before my eyes in that mile commute that I have. So sometimes within that mile, my life can flash before my eyes at least 3 times.
3 times?
Yes, because people are crazy. People here in Dublin do not like to stop for stoplights. They like to turn left on red.
They like to blast through roundabouts without looking.
Ooh, and changing lanes and roundabouts. So that's
Yeah.
another
There
big
are a
one.
lot of roundabouts in Dublin.
It is illegal to change lanes in a roundabout in Dublin or Hilliard, for sure. I'm not sure about the rest of the
Oh,
Central
thanks
Ohio.
for letting me know that.
But it is illegal to change lanes in Dublin and Hilliard, and people do it all the time.
I may or may
Yeah,
not
it's
have
not
done that
okay.
on my way here.
Oops.
They're probably yelling at me. Sorry.
See why I like to get here in the dark? Because there's no one else out.
You're one of the people she's cursing at.
For sure.
That's too funny.
But, Shawna, you sell all over the city.
Yes.
And what is the favorite part about your job?
My favorite part is just helping people like make their dreams reality. It's like super fulfilling. It's just like,
You are all about that.
yeah, I love it. Like, it's just like, I think if we all just do our part and make the world a better place, it could just be like, just do your part. You do your part, you do your part, and we're all just like,
You also have like a, not a women's group, but like, don't you put on like a
like act like a lady,
expo
think
kind-
like a
yeah.
boss. Yeah, so I have a
once a year.
nonprofit, and I try and do like my give back to the community and like get us ladies together. Well, this year I'm gonna do co-ed though, so Mike, we'll send you an invite.
I'm cool with that.
We're gonna do co-ed, and it's just like learning like who you are. And just being true to who you are so that we can be the best us in the world and make the world a better place, because when we're all better, the world is better.
I've always thought that was cool, and I always
it.
like seeing your closet pictures too, because you do not want to see my closet. My closet is a total nightmare.
That closet.
Your closet is making me want to organize my closet.
Oh, yes. That's the goal. Like, inspire.
Yeah. Yes.
You know? Like,
yes. But I still don't go home, so
that's
it
okay.
still doesn't get done.
Shut the door until you're ready.
Exactly.
I think I know when you'll be ready. It's when Cole comes back from college and he can come and help you in your closet at your house.
No, I don't want anyone else in my closet. Plus, right now, it's not for others to see. It is beyond others having a visual of it.
I got somebody who can help you.
Nope, it is beyond.
You're just like beyond, no.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard. Closets are hard, though. You know, like, you have so much stuff, like, and it's like, I need that. But if you haven't worn it
But the problem is, I have stuff that the
never
companies...
worn. She has stuff with tags on it.
Well, like, people think because I knew. I'm like, I just took the tag off of it today, so technically, yes. But you never know what size I'm going to be when I wake up, so it can vary. And then, but I did go through and I took out some stuff from a company that has been defunct for about 10 years. And I'm like, it's kind of time. Kind of time. But I've always liked to organize my closet from colors.
Yeah.
So, like, and I do it in not just the colors, but the styles, too, like short sleeves and then, kind of short sleeves, the cap sleeves, and then the whatever.
I love that.
So I've always liked to do that because in my 20s, I could tell when someone borrowed my stuff without asking because I could just look and I could tell what was missing. But now I can't do that. So it's gotten a little out of control, and I may have a shopping problem.
Uh-oh. There's help for that.
Sure. Someone needs to take away my credit cards.
I was just saying, I try to help. I yell at her all the time about it. So
not working.
I think it's worked a little. It's we're not there yet, but we've made progress.
Yeah. We'll see.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
But anyhow,
yeah.
If you want to get hold of Shawna, first call us. But then you can always call Shawna. Shawna, what is your information?
My phone number is 740-296-0989 or shepherd@mihomes.com.
And spell Shepherd.
SHEPHERD.
There you go. Because I knew it was spelled a little different.
It is.
Yeah.
But call your realtor first because we love working with
first.
realtors. Yes.
Call us first.
Thank you,
call Shannon. Call Mike. Call someone from their team.
But anyhow, thanks for joining us today.
Yes,
Always
my pleasure.
A pleasure to see you.
Yes.
So we look forward to having you here too in April. So
all right.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Enjoy your pho.
Thanks, guys.